Oakland Athletics Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Last night, the Athletics provided everything you want from a team. A little power. That's it deep. And that baby is gone. Gone. Solid defense. Just going back. He's at the wall. He leaps. And he caught it. Pitches thrown for strikes. Strike three call. Strike three call. In there. Strike three call. And a 25-man roster that is loving the fact that they get to play baseball every day this summer. All these elements came together for a much-needed victory last night as they leapfrogged their division rivals in the standings, taking Game 2 of the series. Today, the A's will no doubt keep it loose. They go for the series win. This remarkable season continues in the East Bay. It's the A's and the Angels next. It is an absolutely gorgeous day in the Bay Area as the A's wrap up this 10-game homestand, and they'll do it, try to get a win against the Angels, the final of this 3-game set. A's-Angels, you'll see it right here on Comcast Sportsnet California, and Dan Straley will make his second Major League start this afternoon. Standings, they are up to date, folks. In the West, the A's trailing by 5.5 to the Rangers. Angels right behind. And in that wild card, the A's and the Orioles are tied for the second spot. Angels just a half game back. And the Red Sox and the Rangers are playing right now. We'll give you that final when it indeed goes final. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. Along with Scott Hatterberg, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Ray Fosse will be back on Friday when we are in Chicago. So the pitching matchup today, Zack Greinke and Dan Straley. So Greinke, obviously, he's got the resume. He's got a Cy Young. Big trade deadline acquisition. But Straley, the A's have high hopes for him.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of similarities between these two guys. And they're both new to their respective clubs, so they're both kind of feeling their way around. But repertoires are the same. They've both got high strikeout totals. Straley in the minor leagues, obviously Greinke at the big league level, punched out 200 last year. Their mixes are the same. They're not overpowering guys, but really rely on command. But that's where it ends, basically, because Straley's making his second Major League start, and Greinke's an all-star with some Cy Young. So they got their work cut out for him today.
And Greinke, of course, his third start with the Angels. He's had one good start and one bad start. So the A's will try to knock around a very good pitcher in Zack Greinke, and Straley will try to get his first Major League win. So we're just about set to go from the Coliseum. When we come back, lineups and first pitch, afternoon baseball from the Coliseum. We'll have it for you in just a moment.
California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
So Dan Straley and the Athletics take the mound for the rubber game of this 3-game series between the A's and the Angels. Game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Absolutely gorgeous day. 72 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. So all kinds of sunshine. The A's would like to finish this series and finish this long homestand with a W. Here's the lineup for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Trout, Hunter, Pujols, Trumbo, Morales, Callaspo, Kendrick, Ibar, and Iannetta.
Well, you got the young right-hander making his second start, Dan Straley, on the mound for the A's. They're open for big things. He had a good first start, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run. Looked like he was going to grab the win, but A's gave it up in the 9th. Looking to turn that around today.
So Straley's first pitch to Trout is in for a strike.
First pitch, 12:37, and a delightful 70 degrees.
So Trout, Hunter, and Pujols, the first 3 hitters in the Angels lineup. Angels won 4-0 on Monday. Last night, the A's won 10-4 thanks to 4 home runs and some great pitching from Bartolo Colon. Straley now ahead in the count 1-2.
Well, I talked to Straley earlier, and he said that he didn't feel quite comfortable with his command last time out, and we'll see what the second time around says. It's the team isn't getting much easier. The Angels swinging the bat well, but command has always been a big thing for him, and he's hoping it comes back today.
Well, he walked just 1, struck out 5 in that start on Friday, which was his major league debut. Those are the numbers from that start. Got him swinging. So Straley strikes out Trout to open up the ball game.
Well, nothing fancy here. Fastball right at him. Trout, they've done pretty well with. Colon did a lot of backdoor fastballs, two-seam style. That was a little two-seamer inside.
Cespedes back out there. Crisp and Moss in the outfield. Inge, Pennington, Weeks, and Carter on the infield with Kataris catching. So Cliff Pennington back from the disabled list and in the lineup. And Cespedes back out there in left field. So Brandon Moss will get a start in right field with Reddick doing the DHing today.
Torii Hunter's on a 8-game hitting streak, swinging it well. Nice to sandwich a guy like that between Trout and Pujols.
He's happy about it, I bet.
Sure he is.
2 for 8 in the series. Good swing there. Fouls it straight back. 2-1.
Well, you talk about Straley and not quite having the command. There's a difference between control and command. He only walked 1, so yes, he has control, but command is a completely different thing. It's a little more fine. You're able to throw things with a little more precision, all pitches.
So there's strikes and then there's quality strikes.
Exactly. Same thing. Command is a little more advanced control, I guess you could say. And he's used to that.
Breaking ball. Hunter swings and misses. So back-to-back strikeouts to start the ball game for Dan Straley.
Well, last start he let this ball go a little early, ended up losing it up and in, not quite getting the action that you see right here, but that's exactly where he wants to throw it. Throws it at that outside corner, lets it break low and away. That is a tough pitch with 2 strikes to lay off.
Here's Pujols. What's always interesting is a veteran lineup like the Angels have, a lot of good hitters. See what they do to make adjustments when these guys come to bat the second time against Straley.
Well, that's where you'll see the professional hitter really kick in. As a new pitcher, you really have an advantage because a lot of these guys, there's just no book on you. So they're learning kind of on the fly right now. You'll see him talk to each other, see what he's doing. If one guy doesn't see a breaking ball, he'll ask what the breaking ball looked like. Talking about the two-seam action. That's what he got Trout on. So you'll see a lot of that.
1-2 pitch reached for, popped up. Kottaras coming back. And it'll be just out of play, right behind home plate.
One place on this field where there's not a lot of foul territory. It's directly behind home plate.
Derek Norris getting the afternoon off.
Norris caught Straley in his first outing. Did a nice job.
Swing and a miss, and Straley strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. So, bottom of the first coming up, no score. Dan Straley strikes out the side in the top of the first. A's lineup: Crisp, Moss, Reddick, Cespedes, Carter, Kottaras, Inge, Pennington, and Weeks.
Taking him out for the Angels is Mr. Zach Greinke. New Angel, 9-4 on the year with a 3.6 ERA. He's 0-1 with the Angels with a 5.14 ERA, and he's winless in his last 7 starts, so it's a good time to face him.
First pitch is a strike. Greinke lost to the Rays and pitched well. Just 2 earned runs in 7 innings with 8 strikeouts. And then his last start was at the White Sox, and he gave up 6 earned runs in 7 innings. So those are the numbers on his first 2 starts in an Angels uniform. That one hit, and it's just fouled on the first base line. Dale Scott made the call.
Tight one right here. Coco's got a good angle at it. It's just tough to see where it breaks over that base. Looked like it was really close. It bounces up high, so it's kind of a tough one to call. Dale's pretty close. Soft foul.
So 1-2 to Crisp with Brandon Moss in the on-deck circle. So there's the struggles for Zach Greinke. Last 7 starts. He has not won a game since the 27th of June.
Good slider right there. A lot of similarities to the 3 that you saw from Straley.
Bill Miller calling balls and strikes today. Close pitch, and it's a full count.
Backdoor cutter right there. This guy's got a whole bunch of pitches, and he knows where to put them, and he knows how to put guys away. Low and in slider. He follows it up with a backdoor cutter. Just leaves it outside.
There's a shot center field at a base hit. So as soon as that ball went over Greinke's head, he started trotting toward home plate to have a quick meeting with Iannetta. Very strange. You don't see that very often. I mean, literally, the ball just sailed right over his head.
Well, I think he tries to throw that cutter backdoor again and leaves it over the plate. And being a new guy, learning, and a guy with a whole bunch of pitches, I'm sure he's got little things that he wants to do, nuanced parts of his repertoire. So he's trying to get on the same page with Iannetta. They're learning as they go.
So here's Brandon Moss hitting in the 2-hole today.
Five pitches right there.
If you think about slider and cutter, 27%.
A lot of fastballs. He's got a good fastball. He's got a good arm. He'll sink it. He'll throw it 94 if he needs to.
Moss hits one very high to right field. Torrey Hunter's back. He's at the wall, and he's got enough room to make the catch. So a long out for Brandon Moss. Here's the Angels defense today. Trumbo, Trout, Hunter in the outfield. Callaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, Pujols on the infield, with Iannetta back behind the plate today. So Iannetta got the night off last night.
Got a few gold gloves out there. Torrey with 9 and right.
First pitch to Reddick, who's DHing today. He takes a strike. Home run last night for Reddick. 25th of the year.
Well, Josh had some nice earlier at bats. Gets a ball over the plate against a right-hander and does what he does. He absolutely got extended on that and gave a souvenir to his boys. Thanks for the bacon, he said.
Yep. Took care of his good fans out in right field yesterday. Out in front on this one. Hooks it foul. So the A's come into today with a 59-51 record. They're 33-26 at home. And this is the end of the homestand. They're 4-5 on this 10-game homestand with a 6-game road trip coming up. And they are 6-5 against the Angels this year. Reddick loops one down the left field line, and that'll be foul. So the A's also have a winning record on the road. The home ERA terrific. No surprise there. Road trip coming up is Chicago and Kansas City. The A's will head into Chicago and play a good White Sox team. White Sox with a half-game lead over the Tigers in the AL Central.
Well, Greinke's been struggling as of late, but historically he's done pretty well against the A's. 5-1 with a 3 ERA and does really well here in the Coliseum.
Well, that Cy Young we talked about was 2009 for Zach Greinke. 16-8 with a 2.16 ERA and 242 strikeouts.
So right there, that meeting is the guys up the middle trying to figure out what he's throwing. He might have changed what fingers or what pitches, so they want to know what to expect that he's going to throw so they can shade him one way or the other, or know where they might think that the hitter might hit the ball. So that's part of the communication that they're learning right now with the new guy.
1-2 the count with Cespedes in the on-deck circle. Fastball at 93 miles an hour, so he still has a good fastball, but like most guys, he doesn't throw as hard as he did 4 or 5 years ago. But when he first came up, remember, he threw 95, 96, and they had that big overhand curve, which was like 68 miles an hour.
I think he found out that he doesn't have to work as hard. He can be more economical. Developed a good slider with the curveball. It's a long year. It's tough to go out there and max effort it for 200 innings. Pace yourself a bit.
3-2. Crisp takes off, and this one's popped up, and it should reach the seats, and it will. Looking back to that Cy Young Award-winning season, obviously playing on a Royals team that was not very good, but he was. He struck out 242 hitters in 229 innings.
Well, you can be on the worst team in baseball, and you put a guy like that with that kind of stuff on the mound, you all of a sudden become as good as anybody.
Yeah. At least once every 5 days.
Once every 5 days.
Greinke's never won more than 16 games in a season. He won 16 last year with Milwaukee, and then 16 in that Cy Young season.
Wins a lot of times just kind of come down to run support.
Coco runs, swing and a miss. Ionetta's throw is light, and Coco Crisp has the stolen base. Reddick strikes out. So Coco gets stolen base number 23.
Josh swings right through it. It's a good pitch to throw on Ionetta. Looks like he had a little bit of a tough time getting it out of his glove, getting that grip. What that does is your weight kind of drifts to your front side before you can really cock your arm and throw, and you don't quite get enough on it. And to get Coco, you got to kind of do it all right.
So the number of steals for Coco Crisp, 23 now. And that's a cross-up, and the ball goes down the first base line, and it could hit the umpire.
It squared Miller there.
And it rolled almost all the way to first base. Now, where did it hit him?
Looks like the noggin.
Wow.
That's another example of the learning curve right here. We talked about last night, it's easier to call fastball and get a curveball, but if you call a breaking ball and you get that 94-mile-an-hour heater, you just don't have the reaction time to get your glove up and stop it, and that stopped on Miller's mask.
Well, that was a perfect example of what you're saying. I mean, he wasn't even close to it.
You can hear it all the way up here. That's like taking an overhead right from the champ.
Man. So the pitching coach, Mike Butcher, has come out to see what the heck is going on.
Well, Ionetta went out earlier, and I'm sure it was over what signals meant what pitches, and then you saw the middle infielders come in. Some guys, some pitchers are comfortable with different signs, meaning different pitches, so it's kind of universal, but some guys have their own thing. And Greinke might be one of those guys with kind of an unorthodox way of going about it.
1-0 to Cespedes. There's that big curveball in for a strike. That one at 71 miles an hour.
You don't see this a ton from Greinke, but he will throw it in there. It's kind of a show me pitch, kind of a get me over first pitch strike. Let you know he's got something out that slow.
Coco came dashing down the line. Cespedes takes a strike.
You'll see more of that slider, that 86. Not exactly where he wanted it, kind of backed up for him. But that's that harder, downward breaking, real, true slider type shape that you'll see more often than that slow curveball.
1-2. Slowly hit to the right side. Pujols shovels to Greinke. Side retired. So the A's get a hit and get a stolen base. They strand a runner. No score after 1.
Presented by Aventel Networks. Saturday, August 18th, after the A's play the Indians, fans with special pre-purchase movie tickets will be invited to watch Moneyball. Field-level tickets that include the movie are available for $40. If you already have tickets to the game, movie tickets are available for $12. A portion of the proceeds will benefit cystic fibrosis research, support, and resources. For info, go to oaklandathletics.com/Moneyball.
That would be a good day to spend at the ballpark. Get a Scott Hatteberg bobblehead. Watch the game, and then for $12 extra, watch the movie on the field where it all happened. It's a good day.
That's a great day.
That is a great day.
I'm looking for it.
Trumbo to lead it off, followed by Morales and Callaspo against Dan Straley, who struck out the side in the first inning, getting Trout, Hunter, and Pujols all swinging.
Well, if you had any butterflies being Dan Straley, after that first inning, it must be alleviated some, facing those three hitters and punching them all out.
Trumbo hitting .289, 28 home runs and 72 runs batted.
Well, here he gets Trout with a good two-seamer. Devastating slider, and one more. If he's throwing it right there, he's going to be really tough.
Got in a little bit on Trumbo, pops it up. Inge takes care of it for out number 1. Those are the complete numbers in AA and AAA. 175 strikeouts.
Designated hitter.
So the most strikeouts in all of professional baseball. That includes at the big league level. He made 14 starts in AA, 8 starts in AAA.
That's a boatload of punch outs, wherever you're at.
Kendrys Morales, the hitter. Well, Straley worked his way through the system systematically, for lack of a better phrase. 2009, he went to short season Vancouver, which is what usually happens the year you've been drafted. 2010, low Class A. And then last year, high Class A, which is the California League Stockton. So he made the jump each year. And then this year started in AA. So again, he's on the ladder climbing up, but then he has such great numbers in AA, he goes to AAA.
Well, he took all the steps.
Yeah. That one to right. Down the line, that's trouble, and that's gone. Kendrys Morales homers, and the Angels take a 1-0 lead. So the Angels hit a couple of home runs last night. They get one here in the second inning today.
Straley made a nice few pitches. He backed up a couple changeups in a row. He tries to come inside, leaves it over the middle of the plate. And one thing he's going to find out up here is that you leave balls over the plate, big league hitters will make you pay. And Kendrys Morales right there made him pay.
So here's Callaspo, who takes outside with a changeup. So first home run allowed by Straley in his big league career, and it's to Kendrys Morales.
That was Morales' 13th career home run versus the A's. The most for him of any opponent.
And he really missed a full year. So 3-0 to Callaspo. There's a high strike. The Rangers are leading the Red Sox 9-5 in the top of the 7th inning. And one of those Fenway Park ball games. A lot of home runs. So we'll keep an eye on that game as it closes in on being a final. 3-2 pitches inside, and it's a walk.
Rare walk for Straley right there. Gives up a home run. You hope he can bounce back, throw some more strikes, but you don't want it to scare him away from the strike zone. And hopefully he doesn't. That's not indicative of what's happening. You got to get right back in there and get right back in the strike zone.
Here's Kendrick. Kendrick did not play last night. Torres played second base. Mike Scioscia trying to give his regulars some time off. Helps to have a quality utility man like Torres.
Real
sure.
Yeah.
Torrey Hunter, you want an older player? Keep an eye on him. Albert Pujols. Of course, in the American League, can DH a guy.
As the A's are doing with Reddick.
Yep.
It's a nice physical day off, maybe not a mental day off.
Does it make that much difference, though, physically not having to go out to the field 9 innings?
Well, it's just one less thing to worry about. I mean, it saves him whatever the jog is.
Yeah.
standing out there. It seems wimpy to say standing is tiring, but in the baseball world it kind of is.
That one fouled near home plate. So 0-2 to Kendrick with Erick Aybar in the on-deck circle. Kendrys Morales a solo home run here in the second inning. Just a bit outside.
There's that slider. 0-2. He located so well versus Hunter and Pujols. Just left that one up a little bit, but that's the corner he wants to throw it at. Maybe find it a little lower and get a chase if you can. Right there.
Good breaking ball.
Ooh. That's where he wants to throw it. That's a good pitch right there. This is the shape you're looking for. That's the action. And I don't know how much that missed by. I don't know how you don't swing at it.
High fastball, and now it's 3-2. So 36 pitches for Straley so far in the game.
Good chance Callaspo's on the move here.
Quick throw over there, and he's back. Outfield shaded toward right center for Kendrick. And you've seen Kendrick have pretty good power toward that right center field gap. Callaspo takes off, strike three called, and double clutch to second base. The ball goes into center field. Callaspo will head to third. So well, Kendrick is called out, but Kotar's just did a double clutch. It almost looked like kind of in slow motion.
I think that he was shocked he called it a strike. I think he thought it was ball four. I think the A's caught a break here. I think this was a ball. Kotar's was surprised he called strike. He heard it and then hurried his throw. So here you can see the pitch. Yeah, that's definitely a ball. And then he hears the ring and kind of just stands up, and when you stand up, you don't really finish, and you leave the ball up in the air.
I think you're right, Scott.
That's exactly what happened.
I think he thought it was a ball. Howie Kendrick thought it was a ball, and it looked like a ball. So a stolen base and then an error on the throw.
Well, Miller might have felt like he missed that other slider earlier in the count and opened it up a little bit there.
Aybar bunts it. Straley picks it up, flips underhand, and they just got Aybar in time. And they had to get him because the run would have scored. So a very close play at first. A's get the out, but a home run by Kendrys Morales. It's 1-0 Angels. Greinke to face Carter here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch breaking ball is down and away. Carter, Kataris, and Inge for the Athletics. Trailing 1-0. Kendrys Morales with the solo home run. Carter hitting .253, 9 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Fastball, 91 miles an hour, right on the outside corner.
Big Chris is struggling a little bit on the homestand average-wise, hitting .214, but he's got a .421 on-base percentage.
Nice.
10 walks.
Doing that walk thing, which
really impressive.
Yep.
It's going to keep him here.
Right about the AL average for Zenke in shutdown innings. Trying to improve on that. Speaking of Carter, 10 walks in the 9 games on this homestand. He checks his swing. No swing on the appeal, and it's a leadoff walk. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Lowe's. Visit MLB.com/fan guide for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 to a 2012 World Series game. It's presented by Scotts, the official lawn care company.
Well, if you're a guy like Carter and you're such a home run threat and you're known as a home run threat, but then all of a sudden in your scouting report they throw in there very selective, we'll take some close pitches. All of a sudden you're going to start getting some pitches to hit. So it's a great thing for him to start putting in the scouting reports of other teams.
One and 1 the count. So George Kataris facing an old teammate in Zach Greinke. Both with the Milwaukee Brewers. That one's driven to center, and that's hit well. Trout going back. He's at the wall. He leaps, and it's gone. Kataris, a 2-run homer, and the A's lead 2-1.
This is just a great, short, strong stroke. This guy's got such strong hands. Doesn't get much separation with him, but when he throws it at the ball, he can really impact the ball. And that ball carried really well. It was a nice day game. Kept going. You got that extra trajectory off the bat. And if you get it over Trout's head, you know you got it over the wall.
Trout made a heck of an effort, but Kataris has the home run to give the A's the lead. 5th home run in the series for the A's. Of course, 4 yesterday.
You always get a little nervous when he times his jump and leaps up there. Not today.
Two and 1 now to Brandon Inge. One breaking ball, and it's called a strike.
Good curveball by Greinke. It's always nice to have a happy catcher.
Keep him
home
happy.
Run, couple RBIs. If you're the pitcher, at least. Straley.
Still nobody out here in the second inning. And strike 3 called. Inge thought that he may have gotten ball 4, so he's checking with Bill Miller. So that's out number 1.
Watch these hands. They don't go anywhere but straight to the ball. And when you're able to not gain any momentum and just go straight to the ball like that, you are a strong man. Dead center, biggest part of the park. And here goes the superhero. Lift off. Can't get it. Another nice try, though.
Exmo is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. 1 out for Cliff Pennington. Pennington activated from the disabled list yesterday. Did not play in the game.
Well, it's big for the A's to have Penny back. Give some options to Bob Melvin. Switch hitter. You got Sogard, Rosales. You're able to make some moves later in the game if you want. And you got some guys that can fill in anywhere.
Played 3 games down in Sacramento on his rehab assignment. It's the first time Pennington has been on the disabled list in his career.
Swung the bat pretty good on that rehab assignment. 5 for 11.
Swing and a miss. Chase ball 4. So now full count.
I don't think he saw a cutter like that down on the rehab assignment.
Not.
That was dirty.
And he misses low, so it's the walk. So Greinke just looks a little off today.
Well, last night the A's put together a big inning, kind of threw off a break by a ball getting by Callaspo. Man on third, 2 outs. Jamal comes up with a big RBI. Really lifted the crowd. Definitely pumped up Chile and the boys. Big hit from Jamal last night. His 8 triples are leading the American League.
That pitch runs into Weeks. Couple of home runs, 18 RBIs. Missed again. So Greinke has thrown 45 pitches already in this game, and he just has not looked sharp.
Well, similar to the outing CJ had, it wasn't that they were that wild. Greinke's kind of in the same category right now. He's just missing with some of those pitches. And the A's are doing a great job of just laying off him. They're close pitches they probably could offer at, but they're making him throw, making him come over the plate, not chasing. Pretty good. It's a pretty good strategy, especially facing a team that their weakest point is their bullpen.
Yes, indeed. Right now, anyways. Callaspo in on the grass at third. And that one is low, 3-0. Greinke has walked 2 already in this inning. One of them scored. That was Carter on the Qataris home run. That one right down the middle for a strike. The Boston Red Sox have come back to tie up that game at Fenway. Rangers 9, Red Sox 9, bottom of the 7th inning.
The guy on the scoreboard's busy there.
Yes, he is.
Gets hot in there, too.
Will Middlebrooks hit a home run to tie up that game in the bottom of the 7th. C.J. Wilson did not have a good outing last night. He did not have good control. Runner goes, pitches a ball. So another walk. Greinke standing on the grass between the mound and home plate. I think he may have been surprised that that was called a ball.
Slide step right there from Greinke. Good pitch to throw on borderline. Really nice throw by Iannetta. Sometimes when it's a close pitch and you come out as a catcher from the crouch, you block the umpire's view just a hair, and on those close pitches, sometimes if you're a pitcher that hasn't been pinpoint, you might not get it, and I think that was the case right there.
So 2 on, 1 out, and now the top of the order, Coco Crisp. So Pennington at second, Weeks at first. The A's have very good speed on the bases.
Coco swinging it well with runners in scoring position.
Crisp had a base hit to center field in the first inning. A pitch in the dirt. Missed again. So Greinke, his first 2 pitches to Coco Crisp have really not been close.
And it's not just one pitch. He's trying everything. He's throwing breaking balls, sliders, cutters. Just not finding that release point right now. Kind of shotgun command, they would say.
And he's a guy that does not necessarily walk a lot of people. Coming into this start, 31 walks in 137 innings. That's really not a lot.
That's a low number.
Missed again. 3-0.
Especially with the number of strikeouts he posts.
Pitches right there for a strike. 3-1. Kataris with a 2-run homer earlier in this inning. Coco popped it up. Turning around looking for it as Iannetta goes into the seats right behind the backstop. Good to see Carson Palmer here.
Good seats.
I think he would be at training camp, but maybe decided to take in an A's game before practice starts.
Maybe they had an early workout.
Maybe. Sure. Shoot over to the Coliseum after.
Get some cotton candy. Do the Bernie for a little bit.
Take the Bernie back to training camp with you. Spinning around at second, and the throw back to second, and they get Pennington. So a costly mistake by Cliff Pennington as he gets picked off second base.
Well, this is a really nice inside move here from Greinke.
And then he made a nice pickoff throw, and you saw Ibar kind of sit right down in front of the bag.
Penny's breaking on the pitch. Greinke really sells this, something he probably works on. It's one of those things you kind of got to delay yourself just a hair, make sure he goes home.
So the 3-2 pitch to Crisp is high, and there's another walk. He's walked 4 in the inning.
It's more of a safety steal here. You kind of want to make sure he goes home. It's not like you're trying to steal the base. You're looking for a walk or a ball in play. That's what you're expecting from the hitter. But that's a move for a pitcher.
Curveball is low to Moss. Moss hit a long fly ball to right field in the first inning. Torii Hunter caught it on the warning track.
Well, there's Greinke trying again, a different pitch, big curveball to start for a strike. Just misses low.
This would be a high stress inning. If you're wondering what the definition of that is, he's walked 4. He's given up a 2-run homer. He has now thrown 56 pitches in the game. There's a shot toward Hunter and right. He's not going to get it. Plays it on a hop. Weeks will come in to score. Moss comes through, and it's 3-1.
Well, when you get a pitcher struggling, you want to take advantage of it. Looks like he gets a changeup, stays up and out over the plate. Moss stays back pretty well, uses his hands, and lines a bullet into right. When a guy's giving you walks, it's nice to take advantage of it, especially against a guy that can figure it out real quick like Greinke.
So Coco Crisp goes to third. And here's the first pitch to Reddick. Reddick towards center. Trout can't get it. Drops in front. Coco comes in to score. Moss to third. It's 4-1. So really everything he's throwing up there now the A's are hitting.
Well, Josh didn't wait around. Got that big slow curveball. Lines it to center. Almost high enough for Trout to come in and get it, but he wisely plays it on a hop. Moss sees that he plays it back. Ends up going first to third on him. Keeps the rally going. 2-out knock, 2-out RBI for Mr. Josh Reddick.
"36 pitches this inning. 58 in the game for Greinke. He's still not out of it. Here's Cespedes. That one's blocked by Iannetta.
Good block by Iannetta. Keep the runner at third. He smothered the ball well all series. He gets out there, you can see him angle his body. And when the ball doesn't go far from you, it's called being soft, and he's a soft blocker.
Not close. 2-0.
Well, the game started with a miscommunication. It just seems to kind of gone off the tracks from there. Really struggled all around. Greinke has. And this is not a guy you want to be behind to.
And that curve is high. So now it's 3-0 to Cespedes. And that is up and in. I don't think it hit him, but it was close. That is the 5th walk in the inning by Greinke. And the A's have batted around.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some action down here in the Angels bullpen. It's just rare to see a guy like Greinke really lose a ball like this on a 3-0 pitch where he's just trying to pipe one, I'm sure. He's just not right today. No action yet down there, but I don't think it's too far away. And there's the call.
Jerome Williams, a former starter, is down there. Don't know if he's the one necessarily getting up. And it's Takahashi, the left-hander. Breaking ball for a strike to Carter.
Well, Carter started this
with a walk. How about
with a
that?
walk.
That one hit toward third. Callaspo has it, flips to second. Side retired. So Zack Greinke, not a very good inning. 42 pitches in the inning. The A's score 4 times. He walks 5. Tatarus hits a home run. 4-1. A's lead after 2. Sports at California is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking is better than free. They pay you. So the A's with a 4 spot in the bottom of the 2nd inning took advantage of the wildness by Zack Greinke. So top of the 3rd, Straley with the lead. Straley has thrown a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings. 38. Nothing like Greinke, of course. Greinke's walking back into the clubhouse. Don't know what that means.
Nobody's throwing yet, but
42 pitches in the 2nd inning alone for Greinke.
He needs a drink of water.
I would think. Fastball is inside to Iannetta. So 3-1. Iannetta followed by Trout and then Hunter here in the 3rd. And that one's drilled to left center. On the run is Cespedes, and he and Coco Crisp are going to look up and they're going to watch that one go. Long home run by Iannetta, and it's 4-2. Like this game's got one of those weird feelings to it.
It travels pretty good here during the day, but this ball was hammered. Straley falls behind. Last thing you want to do, 9-hitter. Your team just scored 4 runs. Gets behind, 3-1 pitch right down Main Street. Iannetta knows what to do with it. Crushes this up into the concrete.
So a couple of solo home runs for the Angels off Straley. Morales in the 2nd. Iannetta here in the 3rd. So now the top of the order and Trout steps in. 4-2. Trout struck out swinging in the 1st inning. So this is that 2nd time through the order for Straley. See what kind of adjustments the Angels make. Youngest player in Major League Baseball history
It's just amazing.
Hit a home run last night. Had 3 stolen bases on Monday night. Watch this short, quick swing.
That is short and explosive off the bat. Nighttime going to that part of the ballpark.
As his mother and father were here.
Well, this is a bad sign from Straley right now. Gives up a home run, and all of a sudden, sometimes as a young pitcher, you get mentally scared of the zone. You're scared to throw the ball over there. And the long ball will do that to you. Now you're forced to throw something over the plate. And you saw what the 9-hitter did. These guys here at the top, they could do the same thing.
3-1 pitch. Show bunt by Trout. So full count with Torii Hunter waiting in the on-deck circle. The 3-2 pitch, foul back. Well, last night we had 6 total home runs hit. We've had 3 already in the game today. Trout choking up just a little bit. 3-1 pitch. He reaches for it, fouls it back. So spoil the good pitches and try to get a better one to hit.
Couple good pitches right there. Full count. You're behind. He battles back. 293 mile-an-hour fastballs right there on the corner. Trout a little bit late, fouls him off. Battling well.
And he reaches for that one, pokes it toward right center, and Coco's going to play it on a hop. So he hit a breaking ball, and that's a pretty good job of hitting by Trout.
Excellent. This is the reason he's hitting for such a high average. Got a couple heaters away and then gets a nice slider. This is located well in a full count. It's good to see him execute a pitch like that in a tough situation. But you can't teach that. That is just a great piece of hitting. Lays it right out there in front of Coco. Now you got trouble with the guy on first. But with a 4-1 lead, you really want, or a 4-2 lead, you really want to ignore him and just kind of concentrate on the hitter right here. Get ahead.
Trout now with 4 hits in the series. That's pretty good.
That's excellent. Tough to have a spray chart like that at 21 years old.
It may be tough to have one at 30 or right in the middle of your career.
You're right. It's rare anytime.
Torii Hunter struck out in the first inning. Straley struck out the side in that inning. Torii Hunter now 2 for 9 in the series. Strike called on the outside corner.
Good pitch right there. Straley's pretty quick to the plate. Real abbreviated leg lift. Nice slide step. If he can keep that up, he's going to give Guitars a chance if Trout goes. That's all you can ask.
Well, when you've swiped 27 consecutive bags, you're probably going to go at some point.
I wouldn't
do now.
Wouldn't bet against you.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm really going out on a limb there.
2-0 fastball. There's another 2-1 fastball, a little up. Torii can't catch up to it. Possible breaking ball count, possible chance to see Trout maybe moving on this pitch.
Not running, and that one's hit right field, looped in for a single. So Torii Hunter drops one in front of Moss. 2 on and nobody out for the big fellas, Pujols and then Trumbo.
Pretty good two-strike approach right here.
Now batting, number 5.
Gets a fastball in,
Albert
but you could tell he was
Pujols.
protecting away because that's where Straley had been working. Executed well, but hands thrown in there. Didn't hit it great. Just fought it off over second base. And it was just kind of a pop fly enough to keep Trout from going first to third. That's why those two guys are hitting in front of this man. They want him at the plate. Ducks on the pond.
Pujols is 0 for 7 with 2 strikeouts in this series. This one's popped up. It'll be into the crowd. Rangers and the Red Sox still tied at 9. It's in the top of the 9th inning at Fenway. "57 pitches now for Straley. And a nice play by Kataris. Sometimes you just got to get a little luck too, right? Blocking a baseball.
I'm going to say that's skill, but some could say that was luck right there.
Combination.
No, that is when they throw a fastball in the dirt like that to your backhand and you don't even turn your glove over to the backhand, means you don't have a lot of time to react.
Strike outside corner, 1-2. Pujols doesn't agree with Bill Miller's call.
Close pitch. Tries to paint that outside edge, and that might have been a ball whipped off. Huge difference though between 2-1 and 1-2. So that was a big pitch by Straley.
Trout, great speed. Torrey Hunter still runs pretty well. Bounced foul, but Pujols, if he can hit, he's going to hit it hard generally. You can get him to hit it at somebody. He's a big double play candidate because he just does not run very well.
You can keep him in the infield. Yeah, you got a chance. He'll hit into some double plays.
And that one runs inside to Albert. 2-2. Angels are 5th in the American League in total runs scored, 518 now with their 2 today. 5th in home runs, 3rd in stolen bases. Two pitch to Pujols. Shallow center. Coco Crisp is under. Trout's going to tag, and Trout's going to try for third, and Coco's just going to flip it back in. So heads up base running by Trout, knowing that Coco Crisp just does not have a very strong arm. Well, it really was medium center field.
That's just educated baseball right here. This is,
Now batting,
they get Pujols to pop up. Great job. He's not happy. Just a medium depth fly ball, but Trout knows with his speed and Coco's arm that there's no way that they're going to make a play, and Coco knows it and throws it straight to second base. Keep the double play in order.
So runners on the corners, 1 out for Trumbo. Trumbo chases. And it's 0-1. Twelve for 18 in these spots. A runner at third and less than 2 outs.
Better than the American League average.
A little bit.
Pretty well.
Kendrys Morales is in the on-deck circle. Rangers have taken a 10-9 lead in the top of the 9th inning. Still batting. Trumbo loops one, shallow center. Cespedes has it. Here comes Trout, and he's going to go back. And the throw is right there. So Cespedes made a nice running catch and then made a perfect throw.
Well, as I said, Trout's an educated ball player. He knows Coco can't throw, but he probably watched Cespedes take balls at shortstop yesterday, and he is an absolute cannon. Not only a cannon, but that was on the money. Perfect hop. Even more impressive is his weight, and his momentum was carrying him completely in a lateral position. Plays the bend and makes a perfect throw. That's an athlete. Two athletes right there.
So here's Morales. Australia has retired Pujols and Trumbo. One more guy to get.
Made a nice pitch to Trumbo. It was a good sequence. Got on his hands. Jammed him. Couldn't get it deep enough. Let's see if we can get out of this with 2 outs here.
This one popped towards center. Playable for Coco Crisp. And Straley works his way out of the jam. There was a run on the Iannetta home run. Bottom of the 3rd coming up, 4-2 Athletics.
Night, presented by Cache Creek Casino Resort on Friday, August 17th. All participants that purchase a special ticket for this event will receive an exclusive A's Filipino Heritage beanie and a traditional Filipino food item served in the Westside Club. Throwing out the game's ceremonial first pitch will be boxing champion Nonito, the Filipino Flash Donaire. For tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com/Filipino.
Kataris hits it back to Greinke, and that's out number 1. So Greinke, after throwing 42 pitches in the 2nd inning, gets a quick out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting, third baseman, number 7, Brandon.
So here's Brandon Inge. Inge struck out looking in the 2nd. 2 strikeouts for Greinke. He has walked 5. 3 of those walks have scored.
Inge has got a couple home runs career versus Greinke. Deep threat.
Lots of at-bats, 48 at-bats for Inge against Greinke. Of course, playing in the same division for many years, the Royals and the Tigers. It's a strange feeling for a pitcher who generally has very good control to just not be able to put it where you want.
It's got to be frustrating. It's good to see Inge here take some pitches. I was surprised Guitarra swung so early in the count. Guy's struggling with his command. Sometimes you just want to let him struggle. Chase one right there.
Greinke walked 5 in the second inning.
Well, this is a fastball that just took off, two-seam style. Sometimes you get on a corner of one and it really takes off, and it did there.
Shallow center, Trout coming in, and they'll have to play it on a hop. So in drops a single into center field. The Bernie was out big time last night. A little bit of everything going on.
I kind of like Inge's Bernie. It's very subtle. There's his long distance Bernie. Right after Coco jumped over the wall.
It's got a mind of its own now.
It's here to stay.
Yes, it is. Pennington walked in the second inning.
The kids were asking what the Bernie was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I have a feeling I'll be Bernieing at home.
All right. Teach them how to do it. That hit by Inge, the 5th hit for the A's already in the game. 2-0.
There's that two-seamer really taking off on him. It's moving more than he thinks. It was the ball that 3-0 he ended up throwing up at Cespedes that really kind of heat-seeked in up towards his head, and he vanished one to the back foot of Inge, and there he left one in, or left one to the outside of the plate, arm side. Sometimes it's moving more than you're used to, and it's tough to corral, you know. There's some good action right there.
Bullpen is quiet. Last thing you want to do is go to the bullpen early unless you absolutely have to. Trumbo backs up a couple of steps. He's got it. I think the A's have kind of survived their bullpen issues as far as being overworked. What happened on Friday and then Saturday, where bullpen threw 9 innings in each game. So the A's called up a couple relievers. That certainly helped. Figueroa and Scribner. But I think they kind of made it through those 2 or 3 games after Friday and Saturday. Survived.
You're right.
Okay. Get the rest for guys like Cook and Doolittle.
I think you would call it a semi-rested.
Yeah. She's got an off day tomorrow. The pitchers that have been used in this series: Neshek and Figueroa on Monday. Blackley 2 innings yesterday.
Well, the way both starting pitchers have ran up their counts, most likely going to see a few different arms coming out of both sides.
This next pitch from Greinke will be his 80th, and we're in the 3rd inning. Weeks walked and scored in that second inning when the A's scored all 4 of their runs. A little breaking ball gets the strike. 2-2.
2-1 count. Wants to make a good pitch. These counts, he's throwing a whole bunch of different things there. He tries that big, slow curveball and finds the zone. But it's been hit and miss for him today.
Weeks rolls over on that one, fouls it.
Goes right back to it. Reddick got a 2-out RBI single off that pitch, first pitch. But it's got to be a tough pitch to stay back on. I mean, he'll throw it as slow as 68, so it's got some size, and it does not get in there very quick.
Two-2 pitch hit toward Trout in center. Trout comes in and he makes a very nice sliding catch. So Trout takes a hit away from Weeks. A's get a base runner. They do not score. 4-2 after 3. Be Callaspo, Kendrick, and Ibar against Dan Straley. Straley struck out the side in the first inning, but since then he has pitched in traffic, as they like to say, meaning lots of base runners. Popped up, Weeks battling the sun. He's got it. Callaspo is retired. Time now for the Ford right choice. Check out this play by Coco Crisp. It was awesome.
Good beat on it. Takes a peek at the wall. Elevates. That is absolutely pretty. And a little long distance burning put on top. They were having fun then. Great play. Wow. Not going to see too many of that, but much better than that.
Kendrick, first pitch swinging, fouls him down the right field line.
Like you said, Straley worked in trouble last inning, but he really minimized the damage. Did run his pitch count up some, but it was a good job by the rookie to get out of that. That could have got ugly quick.
Kendrick goes around 0-2.
That's a vanishing slider, trying to hold up, seeing that it's going to break too far out of the zone, but you just can't do it. It's just happening too late.
Tries it again. This time Kendrick does not swing. Solo home runs by Morales and Iannetta. The 2 runs for the Angels.
If you're going to give up home runs, make sure they're solo shots.
Inside corner, strike 3 called. Good pitch there by Straley.
Executed really well there by Straley. Couple sliders away. Then he runs that slight 2-seamer on the inside corner. And absolutely just paints that black.
So here's Ibar with 2 outs. Ibar in his first at bat came up with a runner at 3rd and 2 outs, tried to bunt for a hit, get that run home. A close play at first, he was out.
He's been on fire this series. Whatever he's wanted to do, he's done.
He's 5 for 9 in the series. He's got a home run. Behind in the count now, so Straley able to get ahead of the hitters in this inning.
Well, this is who he is typically. It's typically who Greinke is. Sometimes you just get off the tracks a bit, and it's the guy who can write it quick enough has the advantage, and it seems to be Straley showing it right now.
Another good pitch down and in. Ibar fights it off. Another foul ball. Straley retired the final 3 hitters he faced in that 3rd inning. So 5 in a row retired by the young right-hander. 23 years old, Dan Straley. And Ibar's done it again. Breaking ball, and he just slapped it right up the middle. So Ibar gets his 6th hit in the series.
Well, he must feel that barrel of that bat's pretty big right now, because not a bad breaking ball. Threw him an 0-2 changeup before that. Gets a decent pitch. And does what he does all series. Lines it right back up the middle with that short, compact stroke.
Here's Iannetta, who hit a long home run in the 3rd inning. His 5th of the year. Straley was close to a 3-up, 3-down inning. Now he'll have to work out of the stretch.
Went to a couple hotbeds for baseball, Western Oregon and Marshall.
Yeah.
They'll come from anywhere.
Washington State. The Cougars.
Cougars have pumped out a few.
Oh, yeah. John Olerud was a Cougar.
Well, here's Iannetta getting the ball dead over the middle of the plate, and he crushes it. Fell behind in that at bat. Had to come to him, and he made him pay.
2-0 pitch. There's a strike.
Seems to be a little less comfortable on the stretch, a little more erratic, falls behind a little bit more, not quite as comfortable.
Ibauer with a big lead at first. Jam shot. Inge has it. Throws low. Carter does a nice job of digging it outside. Retired. Hitting a runner left. Bottom of the fourth. Coming up. A's are on the top of the order. They lead 4-2. At the Coliseum prior to last night. It was August 23rd, 2009 against the Detroit Tigers. Which players hit the home runs? That was August 23rd, 2009. Crisp, Moss, and Reddick for the A's here in the bottom of the fourth inning, leading 4-2. Greinke back to work. Crisp with a single and a walk. He has scored a run and stole a base. And he rips one right field, but Torrey Hunter is right there.
When you're away from the Bay Area and can't watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet, watch MLB.tv. Subscribe today to see every A's out-of-market game live online in HD quality. Features include choice of home and away broadcasts, multi-game viewing, and the ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit OaklandAthletics.com to order. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere.
Nice play by Pujols. Long underhand throw, and Moss beats it out. The underhand throw, well, it stayed in the air just a bit too long. So Pujols had to do it again. He'd probably go overhand, but watch how long this ball stays in the air.
Well, Pujols is a Gold Glover, and he ranged nicely for this and made the play. And the one thing that is tough when you decide to do a shovel or an underhand type of throw is if you hold on to it a little too long, which is the tendency when you want to throw it hard. You end up throwing it with a belly or kind of high in the air, and Greinke has to jump, and before he can come down, beats it out.
So it goes as an error on Pujols, and that'll bring up Reddick. So the A's with another base runner.
Most likely a play you would, like you said, go overhand on that ball. But he's probably not used to doing that.
No.
He's pretty solid over there.
Now once Greinke had to jump for it, well, that's where the problem came in. Trout racing back, still going back, reaching for the wall. He leaps and he caught it. So Reddick put a charge into it, but you saw Trout put that right hand out, kind of gauge where he was. And then he knew he had just enough room to leap. He still banged into the wall, but a heck of a play by Trout.
Reddick hits this ball really well, gets some good backspin. But there's one guy that is very comfortable around the warning track and the wall, and that's this guy, Mike Trout. Like you said, he put his arm up. He's not afraid of the contact. He just wants to feel it so it doesn't jar the ball loose. And he catches it just before the wall. But that ball was close to getting out, and Greinke dodges a bullet right there.
So 2 outs here. Cespedes. Fastball on the inside corner, strike to Cespedes. A ground out and a walk. Quick throw to first. Cespedes went around on the swing. Well, that's the swing that you're always worried about when it comes to a hitter's wrist, where they try to hold up a little bit.
You're exactly right. There's a lot of torque in the swing itself, but to start that and then try and stop it immediately, yeah, that's even more torque on a wrist.
And he goes after that one that was down and away. So a strikeout, and there was an error. There's a runner left. And we're headed to the 5th. A's 4, Angels 2. Four home runs in a game at the Coliseum prior to last night, 23rd of August 2009 against Detroit. Who did it? Cust hit 2, Powell hit 1, and Pennington hit 1. Top of the 5th, A's with a 4-2 lead. First pitch to Trout is a strike. For Dan Straley, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He's allowed 5 hits, a couple of solo home runs. He jumps ahead in the count to Trout, 0-2. Trout with a strikeout and a single.
I don't know how well he's seeing the fastball. He's pretty late on most of the fastball offerings that Straley's thrown. He's late again right there.
Fastball is high. Trout hitting .347. The next closest hitter in the American League is Miguel Cabrera of Detroit at .326. So he's got a fairly significant lead. Batting average department. Pitch number 88 coming up for Dan Straley. No swing. In fact, a couple of Tigers in the top 5 in hitting. Cabrera and Austin Jackson, who is having a terrific season. We'll see Alex Rios this weekend in Chicago. Pennington has it. Throws in time to get Trump for out number 1.
Pennington, no, he runs real well. You'll see those shortstops or any of the infielders, as soon as it's hit, they're coming in charge, and they got to get that ball early and get rid of it. He runs hard every time down the line.
This pitch to Torrey Hunter is a breaking ball that stays outside. Torrey Hunter has struck out in single.
Got a hit in 15 of his last 16. Hitting just under 400 in that stretch.
Very high to left field. Cespedes back at the wall. Gone. 4-3.
Well, he continues his hot hitting. And another solo shot given up by Straley. Tried to go away, ended up sliding back over the plate. Torrey hits it high, doesn't crush it, but gets it really high and lots of backspin. And on a hot day like today, that thing is just going to keep carrying.
So here's Pujols. Career home run number 293 for Torrey Hunter. So he's closing in on 300 home runs. Roberto's going to get loose. Pujols pops it up toward Carter. He's got it. So Albert Pujols is 0 for 3. So the A's have kept big first baseman quiet in this series so far. And that'll bring up Trumbo.
If you can keep him quiet, that's a pretty good bonus. Because he could single-handedly ruin a series for you.
So for this guy, Mark Trumbo, he is 1 for 10 in the series with 4 strikeouts. Make that 3 strikeouts. Just missed, and it's 1-1. Trumbo pop out to third, and then in the third inning, with runners at the corners and 1 out, Trumbo hit a fly ball to left field, but just was not deep enough. Cespedes made a nice running catch. And then his throw to the plate was right on line, and Trout stayed at third. So that turned out to be a huge out in this game, especially now that it's a 4-3 game.
Well, last time with 2 strikes, they went in on him. They jammed him in that situation you spoke of. And he flew out to Cespedes, and there they tried to nibble that outside corner and just missed. So he's mixing his sequences.
2-2 pitch is hit hard into center field for a base hit. See, Trumbo waited on that one. So hit number 6, and here comes Kendrys Morales.
Now batting, number 8, Kendrys
looks like a changeup, maybe from there, from outside part of the plate that Trumbo stayed back on. And he's got such long arms and a long swing that he can stay through the ball and make contact out in front and still hit it really hard. And he did there.
And that one gets away from Carter, and Trumbo's going to go to second.
Can't tell if he just missed that. Quick throw from Straley. Doesn't come set. Quick throw is barely off the bag. I think he caught Carter by surprise. That ball's right at him. I mean,
it's got to be an Aaron Carter.
Most definitely.
So that's the second error in the game by the Athletics, and it's the fourth error in the series. So that puts the runner in scoring position. Kendrys Morales has homered in this game. He did that in the second inning.
100 pitches for Straley right now.
Changeup, a strike to Morales. In Morales' other at bat, he had a fly ball to center field. Norberto getting loose for the A's in the bullpen. Down the line, the home run in the second inning.
Tried to come inside. Ball just drifted over a little bit, and Kendry absolutely stepped on that ball. I got out in a hurry. Fell behind in that at bat and had to come to him.
That one's hit to right, and that's hit well. And that one is gone. Kendrys Morales has done it again, and it's 5-4 Angels. So the ball is flying out of the Coliseum today.
It's traveling well, but they're hitting it pretty good. This is about the exact same thing that happened the first time up. Tried to come inside with a two-seamer. This time it's a little high. You can see where Qatar has put his glove up and over the plate. Just ran back, and he crushes another one. And that'll be the end of the day for Straley.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and spa. All coming off Dan Straley, who is out after 4 2/3 innings. So Straley 8 hits, 5 runs, so he gets knocked around in his second major league start. So here's Jordan Alberto facing Alberto Callaspo. 2 outs. 103 pitches for Straley. Alberto last pitched on Saturday, and he was the guy. A.J. Griffin left in the second inning, and Alberto came in, and he ended up going 3 2/3 innings shutout baseball. He threw 64 pitches, and that was Saturday.
Well, that was a huge appearance for him because the night before everybody was used, and he was about the lone arm that wasn't exhausted. So he picked up the slack big time for the A's that day.
So he obviously has not pitched since with that heavy pitch count on Saturday. So he's had 3 days off. Comes in here in the top of the 5th inning. Callaspo. Kind of a half swing, rolls it foul. Alfredo Griffin trots down to pick it up. So Kendrys Morales with his 9th career 2-home run game. And there's the walk. So Callaspo is aboard. Remember Kendrys Morales earlier this year. 2 home runs. Same inning.
Number 47.
1 left-handed, 1 right-handed.
Kendrick.
That's a rarity.
That is a rarity. So here's the pitch to Kendrick, and that's low. Talk a little bit more about that feat by Kendrys Morales a little bit later on. But he's got another 2-homer game.
He likes to hit him in bunches.
And against the A's.
Against the A's.
So Morales with 2, Iannetta with 1, Hunter with 1.
Good change there from Roberto.
Kendrick has struck out twice. Good swing there by Kendrick. Fouls it straight back.
Pretty good fastball right there, but Kendrick was all over it. Fouling it straight back.
Another foul ball. This one lined into the seats. Just past the Angels dugout. And the Angels are finishing up a road trip just like the A's are finishing up a homestand. Angels are 4-5 on their current 10-game trip, so they will head home, and then they're looking forward to getting home. They played 4 in Texas, split. 3 in Chicago, lost 2 out of 3, and rubber game of the series here. So they will go home for a 10-game homestand to face Seattle, Cleveland, and the Rays. Way inside, 3-2. So I'm sure they're ready to get home. They'll have an off day tomorrow. So full count with 2 outs. Callaspo will take off. Chris Carter will take a couple steps behind Callaspo at first. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. Taras tags him, and Kendrick strikes out for the 3rd time, slams his bat down. A couple of home runs for the Angels. Wait, eat fresh. Ask Glennon Scott question. Early Bird from El Cerrito asks, hey, Scott, what was harder, hitting or catching a knuckleball?
Good question.
That is a good question.
I didn't do very well at either. But definitely hitting, because you could look stupid and then just go to the dugout.
So you had other people looking stupid with you if you were facing a knuckleball.
Exactly. You'd look stupid once, then just go to the dugout. But catching it, you had to stay there and continue looking stupid. I had a difficult time, probably because Wakefield was so good.
Yeah, I mean, he was good for a long time. Did you use one of those big gloves?
I did.
Yeah.
Didn't help. He had his own glove that he brought with him. I try to hold a bunch of different things.
Infielder's glove?
I tried everything.
So it was no fun, is what you're saying. Carter with a leadoff single against Greinke.
They'd always tell you, relax, relax.
Yeah, big deal.
Easier said than done. Nice swing by Carter, nice and short. Patience pays off, gets a pitch to hit.
Number 14.
Rips it in the hole there. Another leadoff base runner for the A's.
One of those ball games today, back and forth. Here's Kataris. So that's hit number 6. So back in the bottom of the second inning. I wonder what Greinke would have thought if you would have said, hey, Zach, in the bottom of the 5th inning, you're going to be pitching with a lead. Toward Kendrick, who spins out at second, back to first, and a very nice double play by the Angels. So just like that, 2 outs, and second baseman's got to be aggressive on that play.
Yeah, this is not, they made this look easy. This is not an easy play. And they make it look simple. Kendrick comes in, probably thinking he might have a chance to get the ball, tag Carter, unable to. So he turns, rotates the right way, gets his shoulders closed, gives a good feed to Ibar, who turns it perfectly and nips Kataris at first. Pretty smooth.
And Greinke's thrilled. He was looking for something good to happen in this inning, and he got the double play. So 2 outs for Inge. But Greinke had to be wondering in the second inning if he was even going to be still pitching in this game in the 5th. He was all over the place. He walked 5 hitters in the second inning. Since then, he has not walked anybody.
Well, they had bullpen action early. He was all over the joint. He knew it. Communication was all messed up between everybody. Things were not going right. But one thing he does know is that he is on a team that can jump out and score some runs. And they've done that.
And 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. Bill Miller. You know, that's a pretty good looking 2-strike call.
You love getting punched out on that 2-1 pitch.
Hang in there, Bill.
He got hit in the face. He might still be a little foggy. A few bats in the belfry.
See, if he does this on the second strike, what's he going to do on the 3rd strike?
He's got to do better than that now.
Go straight Leslie Nielsen on the 3rd strike.
I want to see some splits.
If he moonwalks, then we will definitely have a story for you. So 3-2 to Inge, who's got a strikeout and a single.
Yes, you can. In that situation right there.
Yeah, what are you doing if you're the hitter? I mean, are you saying, well, what are you doing?
Yeah, you look at Miller and you're like, I'm going to tell you right now, you screwed up, and they take it. That's the only time you can shoot mine bullets at them and actually tell them they're wrong.
Hit hard, a nice play at 3rd by Callas, who straightens up, throws in time to take extra bases away from Inge. So pretty good defense by the Angels in the bottom of the 5th. Cache Creek's Tropical Riches with cash and prizes daily through September 3rd. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. Angels 5, A's 4, top of the 6th inning. So Norberto will face Ibar, Iannetta, and Trout. First pitch is low. Eric Ibar has a base hit in this game. He's also bunted back to the pitcher, so 1 for 2. Moss moving over. Moss has it. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Some notes on that game at Fenway Park where the Rangers beat Boston 10-9. Ogando got the win. Nathan got the save. So Texas, after losing the first game of that series, comes back and wins the final 2. It was a sacrifice fly by Beltre in the top of the 9th that broke the tie. So the Rangers starting to play better. They have won 6 out of their last 8, and they now have the best record in the American League. They're 65-45. 6-game lead over the A's. 6.5 over the Angels. So Texas gets the win. And those are your updated standings with that Rangers win. Texas comes home. They will play Detroit over the weekend. A bunch of home runs in that game. Moreland, Hamilton, Soto, Cruz for Texas, Ross and Middlebrooks for Boston. So 6 homers total. And the Indians finally got a win. They beat the Twins 6-2 to snap their 11-game losing streak. Masterson over Dunsing. Their first win since the 26th of July. Today is August 8th.
That's a dry spell.
Ooh. They're going to check on Norberto as training staff comes out and the manager. You never like to see this. Neshek has been warming up out in the bullpen. They're going to let Norberto throw. You have no idea what.
Sometimes this means it's not an arm issue, rather something else. Twisted something, something felt weird. Usually if it's an arm thing, they don't
even throw. Huh?
You don't want to keep throwing. Yeah, break into first there on that little bit of a turn. Might have felt something in his legs or possibly an ankle or something.
Strike 3 called Iannetta. So Norberto paints the corner.
That was a painted corner right there. He's got a bit of a cross angle as it is.
Now batting, number 27.
To start out there and then finally end up right on that corner. Maybe a tick off. If you nail that target, you're going to get that pitch more often than not.
Top of the order, Trout. Trout is 1 for 3 today. 4 for 11 in the series, hitting .346. Trout was an all-star this year. as he should be.
Might not be the end of his hardware.
You think he's going to have a few more All-Star games?
I think there's a good chance.
Had a hit and a walk and a stolen base in the All-Star game. Taken all the way, and it's a strike. Trout was the #1 pick of the Angels. First strike. So 3-2. It was 2009. He was the 25th player taken in that 2009 draft. 2.5 years in the minors, got to the big leagues last year. Just a touch inside. Pretty good pitch by Roberto, but Trout gets the walk. And Bob Melvin's coming out. With 3 consecutive right-handed hitters, starting with Torrey Hunter, Neshek's coming in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. It's your oil change, tune-up and smog experts.
Of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
5-4 game, Angels leading. They have a runner at first, that's Trout. 2 out, so Neshek comes in to face Hunter. 4th appearance for Pat Neshek. He pitched in game 1 of this series. Just a third of an inning. In fact, he only threw 7 pitches. He struck out a hitter, and that was it.
Well, you mentioned that there's 3 righties coming up, and it's a good time to bring this guy in because he is filthy versus right-handers. Opponents are hitting 186. I'm sorry, 189.
You just have to watch him throw 1 pitch, and you can see why he would be tough on a right-handed hitter. Swing there by Torrey Hunter, fouls it back. So 1-2. Torrey Hunter's had a good day. Strikeout, single, home run. It's 4 for 11 in the series. Trout with a good lead. That's the pitch that's not easy to lay off of. Pujols would be next. Trout takes off. He got a huge jump, and it's foul back. He took a little extra step. His lead was a little bit bigger, and he got a huge jump. Look at that jump.
No chance on that one. You're right. He had a little bit of a slide, took his lead, had a little bit of a secondary slide. Neshek went home and he had a huge jump. Even picked a breaking ball.
LaTroy Hawkins, the veteran right-hander, is warming up. We'll see if the afternoon is finished for Greinke.
It is.
Trot goes, and again a foul ball. So Torii Hunter getting a pretty good look at that Neshek slider.
Well, he's been around, and I'm sure it's not the first funky guy he's ever seen. Guys like this, he's taking a part of the plate away from him, and that's that away part. He's able to cover that slider away, and he's fighting it off like he just did there.
Trot not running this time. Swing and a miss. So Neshek does his job. He strikes out Torii Hunter. A runner left. We're headed to the bottom of the sixth. It'll be Pennington, Weeks, and Crisp. It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. Coors Light Freeze Cam is brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. 5-4, the Angels lead. It's the bottom of the sixth inning. And the Angels have gone to the bullpen, so Greinke is done. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. The veteran, and I mean veteran, LaTroy Hawkins, 39 years old. This is his 16th year in the big leagues. Signed a one-year, $3 million free agent contract in the offseason. First pitch to Pennington is low.
The Hawk has been around.
Yes, he has. He's coming off a very good year, LaTroy Hawkins. Hawkins last year with the Brewers was 3-1 with a 2.42 ERA. Of course, the Brewers made it to the postseason. Been with the Twins, Cubs, Giants, Orioles, Rockies, Yankees, Astros, Brewers, Angels.
So if you're on the road and you're looking for a restaurant,
he's the guy.
You need to call
either league. Either league. Yeah. LaTroy Hawkins. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, and the 5 walks for Greinke. 103 pitches. He can only win it, can't lose it. Three and one now. Well, this is the area of concern for the Angels, is the bullpen. Grant Balfour starts to loosen up. They have been really struggling since the All-Star break. Looking on this road trip. And the 3-1 pitch, and Bill Miller rung him up again. It's 3-2.
Well,
you know what? He got dinged earlier.
He got dinged.
I'm not saying
he's not 100%
that's it,
right
but
now.
You don't see an umpire hardly ever do that, let alone twice in 2-3 innings. And you just don't see that very much. So let's hope he's okay.
Exactly.
This is where he got hit early in the game, and he got hit good. I mean, when you see it, he's a big man. When you see him fall back like that. Now, that was a 2-1 pitch. Greinke lets him know. And he just did it again. Well, let's hope he's all right.
I'm sure Dale's aware, too.
Yeah. Three-two pitch to Cliff Pennington is high. He walked it. So once again, the A's have a leadoff man aboard.
Well, it's just one of those things that you can embarrass yourself as an umpire. So once you do it once, I'm sure you're going to be more apt to double check your clicker, make sure things are right. So to have it happen so close to each other is a bit odd. Hoping he's all right.
Yep. Well, and listen, you could imagine how tight the umpiring crews are. They're together a lot. So I'm sure that his fellow umpires on the bases are keeping a little bit of a closer eye on him. Who knows?
Unless they're heartless and just running up the
I don't think they are.
The kitty of fines.
Bunted nicely by Weeks, and the throw to first just in time. So a sacrifice for Weeks. So that gets a tying run to second. Still only the 6th inning.
Well executed really nicely here by Jamal. Pujols comes in and doesn't go underhand this time. It's a nice short throw. Gets the runner. Man in scoring position here for the A's.
So here's the top of the order. A's looking for a big hit from Coco Crisp. He'll be followed by Brandon Moss. Well, now we don't have a first base umpire. The second base umpire has left. And Dale Scott, who was umping first, has slid over. He's now standing between first and second, where the normal second base umpire would be. So Dan Iasonia
probably suiting up.
Has left, and I think you're right.
Precautionary, I'm betting.
So we'll keep a close eye on all that's going on. So 3 umpires right now. This was just a couple innings ago. See, he looks a little dazed right there.
He definitely looks out of it. And I've been around a few guys that have been, concussed.
Sure.
And headaches, and they just seem foggy, and things don't come to him clearly. They'll ask questions more than once, the same ones.
Well, watch the second base umpire. See, he says, I'm heading in. That's Iasonia. So I got to believe he's putting the gear on. And that's, you know what, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I'm not so sure he shouldn't just leave the game when he comes out anyway.
2-0 to Coco Crisp. 3-0 to Coco Crisp.
Well, Hawkins still got a pretty good arm, but he's going to throw a lot of fastballs. He's fallen a little bit behind now. And he likes that fastball.
Outside corner first strike. But we were talking about that bullpen. And they have Jordan Walden on the disabled list, right-handed reliever, and Scott Downs, a left-handed reliever, on the disabled list. So those two guys are out. Coco shoots one down the right field line, and this game's going to be tied. Hunter can't pick it up clean, and Coco Crisp will be at second. It's 6 to make it 5-5. Well, you keep falling behind, you're going to get in trouble, and that's what happened to Hawkins. He walked the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, one thing you can't do in this league is just pitch behind. Straley found that out. Hitters count right here. Coco makes him pay. He has to come with a fastball over the plate, leaves this up, gets on top nice. Torrey misplays it a little bit, but I don't think it made any difference. I think Coco was going to second base regardless, and I think he'd have made it regardless. Either way, he changes places. They still have a guy in scoring position, and they've tied this ball game.
So it is a double and an RBI for Coco Crisp. Pitch to Moss is high.
Hawkins has struggled versus righties this year, but he's had pretty good success versus lefties. Lefties are only hitting 161.
Mike Butcher's going to come out.
But when you fall behind, all those numbers change.
Well, their closer is Ernesto Frieri, who they acquired earlier this year, and he's done a nice job. But everybody else, it's a little bit of a flip a coin for the Angels.
Especially on this road trip.
Yeah. They just do not have anybody after Frieri that they can really count on. Since the All-Star break, over 6. The road trip, not good. In fact, they lost 2 out of 3 in Chicago, and talking to the Angels people, they felt like they should have won all 3, but the bullpen let 2 of them get away. Isringhausen, part of that group down there. One 1-0 to Brandon Moss. Ibar trying to hold Coco Crisp on at second base. And that one's fouled.
.10 slider right there. Not a bad pitch.
Moss has an RBI single. That was in the second inning. Reddick waiting in the on-deck circle. 1 out here in the 6th inning. Ripped foul into the first row of the seats. That's Dan Iasonia, who was the umpire that ran in. And he indeed looks like he's got the gear on. Matt Weiss,
I think after
gentleman
this
right
batter,
there, is in charge of the umpires.
Yeah, I think Matty said right there, I thought I read his lips that after this batter they're going to make a change.
All right. One and 2 the count to Moss. Go-ahead run is at second. Foul back.
Hawkins mixing it up. That's the bigger breaking ball. He's got a slider and a big breaking ball. Will use a changeup too, but pretty secondary pitches right now for him.
Big swing and a miss on the overhand curve. Iannetta is going to have to throw it to first. He does. So that's the second out. And here is going to be the umpire's change. And Bill Miller's going to hand over the baseballs, and he's going to head in. And we hope that Mr. Miller's okay. Again, he got hit earlier in the game. Right there. And rocked him pretty good, and then we saw him do this, and that was it was only the second strike, and which you just don't see umpires do very once in a while. You'll see it, but he did it again just an inning ago. Actually, it was this inning. So something tells us he just really was not feeling right, and he was okay with the umpire change. So Dan Iasonia is now the home plate umpire. So again, we hope Bill Miller is okay. 2 outs for Reddick. Reddick is 1 for 3. He's got an RBI single. That was in the second. Outside.
Not feeling comfortable getting ahead with that fastball. Does have a base open. Trying to go with that big, slow breaking ball to find his way ahead in the count.
Hawkins has that interesting setup. Puts the glove, his throwing hand, way over by his right hip. Almost tucks it back there.
Hasn't always done that. Some guys try to do something that helps him get to that arm slot quicker, possibly not give away a pitch. Weird how certain things get comfortable. All breaking balls. Here's that big, slow curveball. Borderline top of the zone. You got a new umpire. You got a new zone, too. So there's an adjustment right there.
So Reddick has seen the breaking ball, certainly. Not close. 3-1.
Well, 2 big curveballs and 2 sliders. They're really not that they're walking him, but they're making some difficult pitches. Not going to give in to Reddick right here with the base open.
Cespedes in the on-deck circle. And he missed outside, so Cespedes will hit. 2 on, 2 out. So Cespedes strides to the plate. Quick meeting at the mound. So 7 walks now by Angels pitchers. 5 by Greinke, 2 by Hawkins here in the 6th.
Well, all breaking balls to Reddick, and Cespedes has seen a lot of breaking balls in this game, so that be interesting to see if he gets some more too. Let's see if that's the scouting report they're going with.
Runners take off. Big swing and a miss. The throw to second, and Reddick's in there. So a double steal. Iannetta decided to go after the back runner, and he didn't get anybody.
Well, Coco had a huge jump. There was no chance there. He decided to try to go the long way and get Reddick, but on that slider and that big leg kick of LaTroy's, not going to get him. Not going to get either of them. Now you got another base open. They'll probably be pretty careful with Cespedes here as well.
Nice block by Iannetta, saved a run.
Well, this gives you confidence if you're a pitcher that you can just throw your best stuff and your catcher's going to be a wall for you. And Iannetta's been all of a wall in the 2 games he's caught.
Cespedes, ground out, walk, and a strikeout so far. 2 big runners out there, RBI spot. Fastball is hot. Takahashi was up way back in the 2nd inning. He's up again, this time in the 6th inning. Chris Carter is the on-deck hitter. Hit right field. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score. Cespedes comes through with a huge 2-out hit.
Well, Cespedes has been fed a steady diet of breaking balls. Finds himself finally in a good count. Gets a fastball over the plate. A little late on it. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Gets jammed a little bit. Fights it off to right field for a big 2 RBIs right there for the A's.
So the A's have scored 3 times here in the 6th inning to take a 7-5 lead. So 7 walks. 5 of them have scored. Here's your hits by direction for Cespedes.
Another good spray chart. This guy not only can hit it the other way for base hits, but he can drive it the other way. Ability to hit the ball short or long to any field. And now he's also a stolen base threat, especially with the slow, deliberate leg lift of LaTroy Hawkins. See if he tries to shorten up and maybe slide step here.
There's a strike to Carter. So the Angels bullpen does him in again here in the 6th inning. 2 walks, 2 hits, and the A's have scored 3. Carter bounces it right at the plate. So Cespedes gets RBIs 55 and 56 on the season.
Well, the difference with Cespedes is in the lineup. It's pretty drastic. The A's are 47 and 29 when he plays. and 12 and 22 when he doesn't. So just the presence, I think, is a huge lift for that whole lineup.
Chris Carter 1 for 2. He walked and scored in that second inning. In fact, he led off the second inning with a walk. He scored 4 times. .30 pitches for Hawkins here in the 6th inning.
Righties hit Hawkins pretty well. They're hitting over 300 against him this year, which is a little bit odd.
Carter pops it up just below us. Outfield straightaway and deep for Carter. Another foul ball. Well, the long inning continues for Hawkins. And I believe you said slow and deliberate, which fits pretty well for LaTroy Hawkins.
He could be slow and deliberate.
You think?
Angels have had a few deep innings in this game. When you're older, you got to pace yourself.
Well, he's doing a good job of that. A's have also scored 3. That one's hit. Left center. Trumbo back. And that baby is gone.
What you want to see from the middle of your order. Get guys on the bases at RBI situations. You want to see him come through.
So Hawkins is gone 2/3 of an inning, 5 earned runs.
is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Jack in the Box. Get the all-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores.
Takahashi comes in. He pitched last night. LaTroy Hawkins pounded in the 6th inning. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout for Hawkins. So he came in with a 5-4 lead. He leaves with the A's leading 9-5. 2-1 now to Kataris, who has a 2-run homer of his own. That was back in the 2nd inning.
Well, you know, as this game unraveled with Greinke's pitch count getting up there, that you were going to see a lot of arms from that bullpen, and no matter how many runs the Angels ended up scoring, you knew you were going to have a good shot at what was a struggling bullpen, and they took advantage. Big hit by Cespedes. Men on 2nd and 3rd. And then big Chris Carter comes in there, just misses a slider up and in, or up and away the pitch before. I thought he was on that ball really well, showing patience this entire homestand. Gets one he can handle, and see ya.
Kataris strikes out, but the A's come up huge in the 6th inning. Cespedes a big hit, Carter a big hit, Crisp a big hit, and the A's score 5 times. They lead 9-5 after 6. Brought to you by McDonald's. It was July 30th of this year. Kendrys Morales, 3rd switch hitter in Major League history to homer as a lefty and a righty in the same inning. Carlos Baerga did it in '93. Mark Bellhorn did it in 2002. Morales got one off Roy Oswalt and then got one off Robbie Ross. Pretty good accomplishment. Morales becomes the 25th player in AL history to hit 2 home runs in the same inning. But again, just the 3rd switch hitter in Major League history to hit one from each side of the plate in the same inning. So Kendrys Morales did it against the Texas Rangers. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. So Grant Balfour comes in for the 7th inning. 2-2 with a 2.60 ERA for Balfour.
Hitting off the top of the 7th inning for Los Angeles, number 5, Albert Pujols.
So Albert Pujols will lead it off, followed by Trumbo and Morales here in the 7th. So the A's with a 5 spot in the bottom of the 6th to grab the 9-5 lead.
Well, if you're going to face Pujols, this is the kind of ABs you like. Nobody on, leading off the inning.
A quiet series for Albert Pujols. 0 for 9. Well, these two teams will meet 2 more times. 3 here in Oakland and then 4 in Anaheim. Both those series will be in September. Earlier in September. Breaking ball 1-2.
Really good slider right here. Looks just like a fastball. You keep it away. He sees it as a fastball away, and it dives out of the zone.
Fouled straight back on a pitch that was very high.
Well, Grant's been throwing the ball really well as of late. Hasn't given up a run in his last 13 innings. Looking to get a shutdown inning for the A's.
Got him swinging. 95 miles an hour. Pujols is 0 for 4. Remember this? August 8th, 2007. Our old friend Rob Bowen did it
Now batting
in Texas. Watch this one right down the line. So Rob Bowen can always say, I had a 2-homer game, 1 from each side of the plate. 1 out for Mark Trumbo. Isringhausen gets up. Talking about the struggles of the Angels bullpen. Of course, different story for the Athletics. The bullpen is extremely strong. 2.89 ERA. That's the best in the American League. And after surviving the heavy workload on Friday and Saturday, the off day tomorrow, they should be all right. But if it's this time of year in your independent race and your bullpen is struggling, that has to be a major concern.
Well, it's a huge concern, and it's a huge drain on the club as a whole, because you battle hard to get these leads, and
Trumbo way out of here, and he's got his 29th home run. It's 9-6. Just one of those days.
it's contagious.
5th home run for the Angels in this ball game.
Balfour's been throwing the ball really well. Here's that slider. Might leave it over just a hair. Didn't quite get the action that he got on some of those previous ones. And Trumbo, if he gets extended and hits it remotely good, he's so strong that he'll just muscle it out of the ballpark, and I think he did that right there.
First pitch to Kendrys Morales is a strike. So Trumbo now tied for 3rd in the American League in home runs behind Dunn and Hamilton. Trumbo a couple of hits today. Morales 2 home runs. He's got 3 RBIs. He wished he would have taken a rip at that one. Pretty good pitch. Torrey Hunter had a 3 home run game for the Angels back in 2009. Remember, our old friend Adam Kennedy had a 3 home run game in the postseason in 2002.
Adam Kennedy. Huh?
Adam Kennedy, huh?
Not known for his thump.
Still playing.
He can hit.
Well, one thing, all these balls leaving the yard for the A's is that they've been minimal damage.
4 solos.
4 solo shots.
Two and two to Morales with Callaspo in the on-deck circle. Outside corner, strike 3 call. Balfour painted it. Good pitch. 10 strikeouts for A's pitchers.
Well, up until now, they've really tried to finish him off inside, bringing some balls back. Just happened to miss coming over the plate, but Balfour here decides to go outside. And he absolutely paints the corner as well, maybe a hair off, and locks him up. Enough of that trying to go inside.
Right there again for a strike to Callaspo, who is 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Balfour jumps ahead in the count.
Well, it's good to see when you give up a home run, you come right back pounding that zone, doing what you're doing, just kind of block it out, continue on with your game plan. That's what Balfour's doing right now. It doesn't seem to have affected him at all. I'd like to see that from your relievers.
Line drive into the glove of Chris Carter. Side retired Trumbo with a home run. 7th inning stretch coming up. 9-6 A's.
Memorabilia in the West Side Club of the Coliseum. Items include autographed baseballs and jerseys, game-used helmets, bats, jerseys, and bases, lineup cards, and more. All items are authenticated under the MLB Authentication Program. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. Joe Rudy right there.
And Vida.
Vida.
Mark Ellis. Mark's got a game to play tonight, though.
Yes, he does.
Can't be hanging around here too much longer. 9-6, the A's lead. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. The veteran Jason Isringhausen comes in. 40th appearance for Isringhausen. Looking at the career numbers of Isringhausen. 300 career saves, right on the button. He'll be 40 in September. He just likes to pitch.
I'm telling you. 40 years old, still throwing.
16th year for Isringhausen.
Hey man, Hawkins, that's a lot of torque on that shoulder, you know.
That's a lot of chucks in that arm. 2-0 to Inge. And that one is just foul. So 2-1 to Brandon, who is 1 for 3. Strikeout, single, and a ground out. The ground out had a hit taken away from him by Cayaspo, who made a very nice play at third. Lewis and Clark Junior College. I say junior college because that one said Illinois.
That's from Illinois.
Yeah.
You know anybody else from there?
I don't. The Lewis and Clark you know about is in Idaho.
LC State.
There you go.
Pretty solid NAIA club there. We've had some players come out of there.
Bounce toward third, and this one again is foul. CB Bucknor making the call. Isringhausen's career with the A's started in 1999.
Ball bounces down the line. Cayaspo's not 100% if it's going to be foul or fair. He's going to throw on, wait till he hears something, and CB gives him the call. Pretty close, though.
Trout going back. Now he's under it, fighting that sun, and he's got it for out number 1. Here's our Chevron pitching matchup for Friday's game in Chicago. A's and the White Sox. Brandon McCarthy will come off the disabled list. He will make his 13th start against the right-hander Gavin Floyd. So McCarthy and Floyd on Friday from U.S. Cellular Field. The first place White Sox in the Central. So you get to see Adam Dunn, one of your former teammates, Paul Konerko.
They got some boppers over there.
Yeah, they always seem to have that.
Big curveball there from Isringhausen. Got Inge on a cutter. Not throwing quite as hard as he used to. He's more average, right around 90, 91.
Well, 1999 he got traded to the A's. Then in 2000, Isringhausen had 33 saves, and he was an all-star for the Athletics. In 2001, he had 34 saves. So back-to-back good years, and then he got a big free agent contract with the St. Louis Cardinals. Won a World Series with the Cardinals. Last year with the Mets. One and two the count to Cliff Pennington. Couple of walks and a run scored for Pennington in his first game back in the lineup.
Right through the wickets.
Doolittle starts to throw, as he actually has been throwing, so he's just about ready to go. Rolled foul past Ty Wallin.
There, you got that one. Didn't get me twice. Penny's battling right here. Falling off that slow big breaker.
Isringhausen's always had that pitch. Shallow right, Hunter coming in. Torrey Hunter will get there, and that's the second out. So Pennington battled Isringhausen, but he ends up flying out, and that'll bring up Weeks.
Well, if you got a big, slow breaking ball like Isringhausen does, and you're able to back it up with that borderline high heater, it's tough for those guys to lay off it, because they can't give it up there as far as being a breaking ball or a fastball. And when you try to catch up to that pitch, you're a little late, and Pennington was a little late on that one. Nice location by Isringhausen.
So you're saying if you have that big overhand curve and you throw it, following it up with a high fastball is a good sequence.
It's a very good sequence. As a hitter, when you see balls up, traditionally you just give up. You know it's up. With a guy like this, the guy that throws a first pitch breaking ball, or a breaking ball that starts high, your sights have always got to be, well, I might have to swing at this pitch. So sometimes when the fastball starts high, you chase it thinking, I got
a curveball.
It could be a curveball. You're late. The ball's past you by the time you get there. So there's some guys. Zito was kind of that guy. Big curveball, like to throw that fastball up in the zone.
Jemiah Weeks is 0 for 1. He's got a walk and a sacrifice bunt. And he's got a base hit. Lines it to center field. So that was that big curveball again, and that's hit number 10 for the A's.
Yep, this is the big curveball. Jemiah sees it good. He's got that big finish. Squares it nicely up the middle.
So top of the order, and Coco Crisp. A big day for Coco. A couple of hits. A couple of runs scored. A couple of steals. He's got an RBI. So he has filled up the stat sheet today.
It was nice when you get that kind of production out of your leadoff hitter. Seems to be contagious at times. Well, Izzy can be really slow to the plate. Very susceptible at times to give up some big jumps. Jemiah looked like he was a little froggy there on that one.
A good lead. Now he hustles back. First pitch, a fastball that's just a shade low. Missed outside, 2-0. 7 walks issued by the Angels today, and 5 have scored. Quick throw.
Tough to be in a game when you give up that many free passes.
Well, at some point, it's going to hurt you. And it has hurt the Angels big time today. Give the A's credit for taking advantage of that. Kendrick, ranging far to his left, makes a nice play. side retired, hitting a runner left, and we're moving to the 8th inning. 9-6, A's leading the Angels. The 10th anniversary of the historic 20-game win streak the weekend of August 18th and 19th. On August 18th, 15,000 fans will receive a Scott Hatteberg bobblehead presented by Pepsi, featuring 3 audio clips from Bill King's famous radio call. Then on August 19th, 10,000 fans will get there's an A in Streak t-shirt courtesy of Cache Creek Casino Resort. For information and tickets, go to OaklandAthletics.com. 9-6, the A's lead. It's the top of the 8th inning. Sean Doolittle comes in for appearance number 21. He'll face Kendrick, Ibar, and Iannetta. He's bullpen looking for 6 more outs. Swing and a miss.
Doolittle with 33 Ks in 23 innings. Pretty impressive.
Kendrick is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And that one bounced up the middle. Weeks back in, nice play, throws to first, throws high, and Kendrick beat it out. So Kendrick has his first hit, and the Angels now have 10 hits.
Well, Kendrick gets one in play here, and this is going to be a tough play for Jamal. He does a good job, kind of a jump throw, a little high. Carter's got to leap for it, and by the time he comes down, not in time. Good hands right there. Got rid of it pretty quick. Pretty solid play right there by Jamal.
Here's Ibar. Switch hitter, hits one off the plate down the first base line. Doolittle picks it up, throws high, and it throws it into right field. Kendrick will go to third. So it's going to be a single with Kendrick advancing to third on an E1. So the air goes to the pitcher.
Now batting.
Well, Doolittle gets it, and it's just a little shovel that he just launches. One of those plays where you got the runner right in front of you. Midas, when he comes up throwing, saw nothing but numbers. Borderline whether this thing ends up going foul, but he picks it up, makes the decision early. Yeah, I think the runner might have had something to do with him throwing that ball a little high.
So now the Angels have something going here in the top of the 8th inning. First and third, nobody out for Iannetta. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Trout is in the on-deck circle. So the A's have made 3 errors in this game, and they've made 5 errors in this series. Fastball just a touch high.
Hasn't been a real clean game all around with the walks and the errors. And the score shows it.
Iannetta has a home run in the game. That was a solo shot in the 3rd. 5 home runs for the Angels in this game. Doolittle looking for a strikeout. Pretty good fastball there, right in on Iannetta, but he was able to fight it off.
Doolittle's one of those guys with really odd splits as far as left-handed, right-handed. Righties only hit 185 off him, and lefties are 364, which
hard
is
to figure out.
Hard to figure out for a guy that throws so hard.
Good swing by Iannetta, fouls it off Guitars. One of those East Coast games will be getting started in just a little bit.
Guitars getting jarred there, handles it pretty well.
There's your splits. There's not a lot of home run yet. Setting up inside. Strike 3 called right there, and Iannetta took it.
Huge strikeout there for Doolittle. Didn't really paint. Inside half, a middle. Well, actually, that ball's right on the corner. Camera angle tricky there. That's a quality pitch right there. Tried to go in the pitch before, comes right back with it, locks him up.
So here's Trout. Trout 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Cook starts to throw.
Trout's hitting .434. What was it, since May 9th? With runners in scoring position.
60 RBIs.
Needless to say, this is a big at bat right here.
Watches that one inside. So 3 straight fastballs from Doolittle to Trout. 2-1 the count. Torrey Hunter is the on-deck hitter.
A's have thrown a lot of fastballs to Trout today.
Kendrick at third, Ibar at first. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Highest batting average since June 1st in the big leagues. Trout is second. Good battle here. And he got strike 3 called. Down outside corner. Trout is jawing pretty good. But Doolittle made the big pitch, and he gets the big strikeout.
With a hard throwing lefty, said, here we go. Try to hit my heat. Might have been a little bit low, but that's located really well. That's borderline gray area of the lower half of the zone. He's saying the ball's down. Pretty quality pitch right there against a really good hitter who's doing pretty well with runners in scoring position.
So here's Torrey Hunter, takes outside.
He must hide the ball pretty well from right-handers because it just seems to get on them real well. You can see it by their swings. They're just late. He is throwing 93, 94, but typically Major League hitter can catch up to that. Just seems it gets on him better than that velocity would indicate.
Torrey Hunter is 2 for 4. He's got a home run. He takes a fastball for a strike. And now Doolittle is ahead in the count, 1-2.
Well, Doolittle started this inning with a couple base hits, a miscue to first base, but it hasn't rattled him at all. 2 big strikeouts, and here he is ahead.
And Hunter lines one down the left field line, and it's just foul. Looked like Torrey Hunter was ready for a fastball that time.
That's an in-game adjustment right there. Notices the ball gets on him pretty well. Starts a little early. Squares this ball good. Just hooks it foul.
Outside with another fastball, 2-2 the count. Pujols waits in the on-deck circle. Hunter fouls it back, so the battle continues. 22 pitches for Doolittle. Another foul ball. Nothing but fastballs from Doolittle.
He's sticking with it. Wonder if he'll change the pattern. Torrey seems to be kind of on to what he's doing. He's battling hard. He's trying to pick that outside corner. I don't blame him staying away, keep him in the big part of the ballpark.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 3 straight strikeouts for Doolittle with runners at first and third. How about that? Bottom of the 8th coming up. 9-6 A's. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Lots of home runs in this game. Kendrys Morales has a couple of them. Coco Crisp with a big hit. That was an RBI double that tied the game in the 6th inning. And then 3 batters later, Cespedes a 2-run single that gave the A's the lead. And then the very next hitter, Chris Carter, a 2-run shot. So the A's scored 5 times in the 6th inning to grab the lead, and they're holding on to that lead. 6-11-1 for the Angels, 9-10-3 for the Athletics. Greinke struggled, Straley struggled, the 2 starters. So it's a bullpen game, and A's have taken advantage of a weak Angels bullpen. New pitcher is Kevin Jepson. So Jepson is the 4th reliever used.
Jepson's a big dude with a big arm. He'll run it up there 97 plus. You're going to see a lot of fastballs. Does have a slider. And he's going to use that fastball a lot. I don't blame him. If you throw 97, may as well use it.
Way outside, 2-1. Moss drills one towards center. Trout back. Now he's got to come in. He gets there for out number 1.
Big swing by Moss, and I think Trout got a little bit fooled by it. Broke back pretty hard. And the ball was, he got jammed. Had to bust back in.
Number 16.
Sun might have had something to do with it as well.
Here's Reddick. Reddick is 1 for 3. An RBI single. He also walked and scored a run in that 6th inning. There's the heater from Jepson, 98 miles an hour. Some of those East Coast games that I mentioned, the Mariners and the Orioles, game to watch with the A's and the Orioles tied for that 2nd spot in the wild card coming into today. It'll be Millwood and Hunter, and the Orioles are going for the sweep. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, 2 outs.
Time now for the AT&T U-verse reverse replay. We got Sean Doolittle on the bump. 2 guys get on. He decides to go to the heart of the order with nothing but fastballs. Men on base, you got 2 of the best hitters with runners in scoring position. And Sean Doolittle challenged him with fastballs and sat down Mr. Trout and Mr. Torii Hunter. That was a great poised outing by a very young reliever.
So 2 outs for Cespedes. Big swing and a miss. The Jays and the Rays will get started in just a matter of moments. Villanueva for the Jays, Cobb for the Rays. Rays a game and a half behind the A's and the Orioles in the wild card. Royals and the White Sox in a little bit from Chicago. Rubber game of that series, Guthrie and Quintana. So the White Sox will wrap up that series. They'll have an off day tomorrow at home and then get ready to host the Athletics. And the Yankees at Detroit. Tigers have won 6 in a row, and they've won the first 2 games of that 4-game series. Sabathia and Sanchez, the matchup at Comerica Park. Sabathia looking for his 12th win of the year. So those are the games that will get started in just a couple of minutes, except for that White Sox game. Cespedes just got a piece of it.
Big rip there. Fought off a slider before that. Actually saw a 93-mile-an-hour cutter before the slider. He's got some pretty filthy stuff. But Cespedes seemed like he was right on top of that fastball. He knows how far 96-mile-an-hour fastballs go.
Breaking ball, and Cespedes waves at it. He gets the strikeout. So Cook's going to come in. He's going to try to save it. The A's have a 9-6 lead as we head to the ninth. So the A's trying to take the series. 3 outs away from doing that. They lead 9-6 over the Angels. So Ryan Cook comes in. So Cook's last appearance was Saturday. That's when he gave up the tying home run. And he's had 3 days off. And he faces Pujols. First pitch. Pujols fouls it straight back. Hitless in the series is Albert Pujols. He drives that one right center, and that's going to be a base hit. So with the outfield playing pretty deep for Albert Pujols, as they normally would. So he's got a leadoff single. That's hit number 12 for the Angels.
Well, it's tough to keep him completely quiet all series. Gets a fastball up and away, and he knows what to do with it. Drives it to right center. But he can get all those he wants with nobody on.
Here's Trumbo. Couple of hits in the game for Trumbo, including a home run in the 7th inning.
.96 right there from Cook. He's seeming fresh, pretty close, borderline pitch, lower half of the zone. Just misses.
Trumbo is 3 for 12 in the series. That one's inside 2-0. On deck is Kendrys Morales. After Morales, it's Callaspo. Trumbo on 2-0. Had a big rip.
Yeah, he took a healthy hack at that one. Didn't locate like he wanted. Cook kind of dropped his arm a little bit, pushed this ball, and it ended up staying in the upper part of the zones, which is where you do not want to throw this guy. Gotta keep the ball down. Much better right there.
So 2-2. Trumbo's home run in the 7th inning was his 29th of the year. And he tries to hold up, can't do it. Strike 3 called. So that is 14 strikeouts by A's pitchers today.
Well, he tried to go outside, bring it back just a little bit. Executes perfect. That ball's on the plate, locks up Trumbo. Great location. Big out right there for Cookie.
So here's Kendrys Morales. Just a little bit down and away, 95 miles an hour from Cook.
That's that good downward action that he's looking for. That's what he needs. Tough to do much with the ball when it's diving like that.
Swing and a miss. Angels have had opportunities today. Remember, they had first and third, 1 out in the 3rd inning, could not score. They had first and third, nobody out in the 8th inning, could not score. Fouled straight back, so now it's 1-2. 2-homer game for Kendrys Morales. Second inning.
Tried to get inside, couldn't do it.
That one's up out over the plate.
Tried to go in again, up over the plate, like I said. See you.
That one bounced into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Pujols will stop at second, so the Angels will get the tying run to the plate.
It's like Wells is going to run. Well, just in case of mislocation right here, he's looking to pull. And he waits him out and gets a pitch to pull, and he hits it in the hole, that 4-hole right there. Pretty good day for old Morales.
3 hits, 3 for 5. And there is Vernon Wells, the pinch runner. First pitch to Callaspo is bounced toward Carter. He's got it. He's going to get the out at first. Steps on the bag, so that's out number 2. Both the runners move up.
Smart play right there. Chris picked it up. It was hit pretty hard. Thought about maybe going to second base. Doesn't make any difference. Just get that one out. Hit right down the line. Scoops it nice. Thinks about it. No, smart move.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick drives one foul. 1 for 4 with a single and 3 strikeouts for Kendrick. He's got 5 home runs on the year. There's a line drive. Weeks can't get it. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. and it's 9-8. So Kendrick, a line drive to right center field.
Short, easy swing right here. Didn't try to do too much with it. Outside pitch, not a bad pitch, stays behind it. Really nice. Very nice over the ball. Big 2-out hit right there. 2 RBIs now. Pressure is definitely on Cookie, who's coming off a couple already sketchy performances.
Now batting.
So it's Erick Aybar who's going to hit.
Aybar.
2 runs on 3 hits here in the top of the 9th for the Angels.
And Aybar is about as hot as they come in this Angels lineup right now.
Kendrick has 8 steals on the year. First pitch to Aybar outside. Well, they've done it once, trailing after the 7th inning. Kendrick takes off. Throw to second base is not in time. The ball rolls away. But he really did not get a very good jump.
No, I think
Kataris had a shot at throwing him out, but the throw was high.
I think they had a plan. I'm not a huge lead. Got a pretty good pitch to throw on. Didn't quite get close. Ball kind of tailed on him. Weeks had to kind of come into the runner.
He would have been out, but the ball comes out of the glove of Weeks.
Weeks squeezes it. That's the game.
So the count is 1-1 to Aybar. Way outside. So I said the throw was high. It was up the line toward first. He had time and a good throw, and he's out.
Tough play for the second baseman because you're going into the runner kind of blind, but he got in a good position. He got to the base early. Took that inside line to the ball. Just wasn't able to hold on.
2-1 to Aybar. Bounces one, charging is Pennington. He's got it. Guns it across, and that's the ball game. So the Angels score a couple in the 9th, not enough, as the A's hang on, and I mean they hang on, and they defeat the Angels today 9-8. So they take the series 2-1, and they finish the homestand with a 5-5 record. So it's on the road now to Chicago and Kansas City. So a wild one this afternoon. Angels hit 5 home runs. The A's hit a home run of their own, but they hang on and win it. Again, 9-8 is your final. Athletics over the Angels. You've been watching Oakland A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's postgame live with Henry Wolford and Greg Cadaret starts right now.